edition
Oh
of
my God,
the
that's right. It's St.
podcast.
Patrick's Day.
I know
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
this is our first what do you call it? A holiday edition of an episode.
Guys, it's our first holiday together.
Yay!
I counted the Oscars as a holiday.
Here's my water.
Yeah. Yeah, here's my really cliche dream big muck.
Nice.
Got 3 Coronas ready to go, baby.
Oh, you lucky dog. Actually, I could go get a beer downstairs, but
Well,
crazy.
we can wait for you.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, well, I'm going to get sushi later anyways. I'm gonna have to drive.
Sake bombs.
Bad news bears. Yeah.
Alright, dudes. So what's everyone's week been like?
Oh, very exciting. A lot of
Yeah, I
different
wanted,
things.
Chris, let's start with you. I think you got something that you want to share.
Yeah, so this week, today, picked up the A7S, the first one. It's a nice camera. I got it for significantly reduced,
Dude, you got a deal on that.
more than half price of what it's, or less than, more than
Yeah.
50% off. Let's just say on this camera. The lens is mine. So far, it's like, I don't know. It's so magical. There's so many like features on here that that my T4i just didn't have, like focus peaking. What?
Yeah.
Um,
Zebras.
Yeah, zebras. I'm pretty sure the T4i had that. I don't know. I never used it. If it did.
Dude, the menu system is dense on that. It's a little overwhelming. On
Yeah.
Sony?
Right. I watched. I probably have seen every single YouTube video on the A7S. I'm no expert at the menus, but like I'm pretty familiar. The only thing I have to say is right now my issue is so the viewfinder and the display. Like, so if you put your eye here, the display turns off and the display pops into the viewfinder,
Right,
or
right.
it's supposed to. This right now, it's not doing that. So I'm gonna have to talk to my friend who's an A7S expert, and he's gonna show me hopefully how to
It's
do it.
it's a setting like EVF auto or EVF off.
Right. So I do have it in auto. So I'm wondering if like maybe the sensor's just not bad.
Yeah, there's a little sensor right underneath the eyepiece.
Right.
And it's like a light detector. If you like
Yeah.
hold your finger over it, it'll
Mhm.
shut the screen off.
I've used my friend's A7S. I actually used it yesterday, and I discovered that feature, and I was looking forward to using that today. But no such luck right now.
Wait,
Nice.
so did you get a Jawbones adapter? Is that what you got too?
The Metabones. So
Metabone.
I got.
Why do I always call it Jawbone? Jawbone was like
What's a Jawbones?
Jawbone was one of those like the things when you had a cell phone and it was like hands-free thing. My Bluetooth headset.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna stop calling it Jawbone. But anyways, did you get a Metabone adapter?
No, what I did. So this is a Canon Rokinon 35mm lens. What I got is a Photo Diox adapter. Same thing as the Metabones, but literally a quarter of the price. So like Metabones is like 400. This is 100. This is still all metal. It's super nice. I looked into it. My friend, who's a A7S expert, recommended this one. He said there's really no reason to get the Metabones over this because like the autofocus is just going to be bad on both of them. It's just how life works right now. So you might as well save the $300 and put it elsewhere.
Yeah, they haven't quite got the software to where the lens communicates just perfectly with the body, and there's like the autofocus. There's definitely a delay with it.
Right.
They definitely made an improvement though with the A7S too.
Mhm.
But anyways, I recently shot a wedding like last weekend, and my second shooter, who was assisting me, had an A7S II. And it was like the first time that I'd really seen an A7S like II in person. Actually, I mean I've seen it before, but actually having a couple hours hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
And
How was it?
It's great. I mean, we shot in 1080p. I didn't want to shoot in 4K just because I didn't want to deal with like scaling and the upload times and just basically everything that comes along with the added workflow of shooting 4K.
Fair enough.
but we shot a lot of 120
Cool.
and 1080p. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to turn out. But actually, like at first, I was just like, "Yo, just show me like the interface of it," because I've never seen the interface. I was like, "Is it intuitive? Show me all this stuff." And I found it to be like really easy to like look through, and everything seemed like it was really set out there pretty well. Like it wasn't, nothing was like extraordinarily different about it, I feel like. So but yeah, overall it was a really good experience. He's a great guy too, so I think all of it's going to turn out cool. So
Nothing extraordinarily different to your Canon.
yeah, well, I think just
You're
any camera in
60,
general.
right?
Right, 60. I mean, it was just fairly intuitive. Like if you're familiar with cameras, if you're looking for what the native ISO is and what the ISO is on them, easy to find. Changing shutter speed, easy to find. If you're familiar with like color spaces and stuff, anything with Sony, if you want to change your color space, easy enough. If you want to change your resolution, all of that was like, it was there and it was fine. So yeah, I'm just stoked for Christmas. Freaking has a dope camera now.
I can't wait. And I did learn the differences between like the A7R and A7S. A7S has less megapixels than the T4i does. It has 12 megapixels. The T4i has 18. A7R has 36. So if that matters to you for photography, it's more significant.
You got to load up the custom buttons on that. Like the C1, I think it's like 3 of them. Put
they do.
When I put the zebras on there, I put focus peaking on there. A lot of like video related custom features. That's what I would do.
So my C1 is like the punching in, like basically like the the spotlight thing, or the, what do you call it? The
like punching
magnifying glass thing on the Canons. C2 just says invalid because lens not attached correctly. It's just because it's not an electric lens.
Right.
So I don't know what it's set to, but like, yeah, I'll customize it. I'm not sure what to exactly. I'll learn. I'll figure it out. But yeah, just day one.
Yeah.
Dude, you got a great deal on that. I'm still blown away with it.
Take it. When you were asking us if you should do it, we were just like, yes, do that now.
Yeah.
Don't even think twice.
Right. I just messaged it, and he was really cool. He gave me in addition, he gave me 2 batteries and 2 64 gigabyte 95 megabytes per second SD XT cards. So like really fast cards. He just threw them in, and like he gave me a bunch of like new cables too, like cables that I didn't even need yet that I'll need in the future when I get like external monitors. So he gave me like a charging cable. He gave me like 2 different sets of HDMIs. Like here's like a 3-foot HDMI for your, or 1.5-foot HDMI for when you get your monitor. And then there's another special cable. I don't even know what it's for.
Well, you'll definitely need those cards, and for sure. Those batteries die quick.
I think how many did your shooter have?
Like 7 batteries on it.
Okay, and that lasted.
It actually, he told me initially, he was like, I brought all these batteries. They're like charged, but they die quick, and we were actually kind of surprised at the performance of them. Like usually they die a lot faster than they did. I think it was the weather was like pretty moderate. It wasn't too extreme, too hot, too cold. So
I'd say like 90 minutes. 90 minutes to 2 hours per battery.
Yeah, it lasted a decent amount of time, so we were pleasantly surprised.
I bought 4 batteries on eBay, so I'm gonna have 6 in total.
Oh, you'll be good.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Nice. Buy an extra charger if you need one. That's what I would get.
I just have 1 charger, and then well, I don't have a charger yet. I bought a charger. The way it comes with like a USB adapter to charge it through your computer.
Sweet.
So you could do that, but obviously that's not preferred. You'll definitely pick up a charger.
Yeah.
So
Jordan, you had a big week?
A crazy week. So I told you guys that I was thinking about heading up to Boston recently. I told you guys about that.
So you didn't mention on the podcast. This is off the podcast, but
right.
Yeah, this was off the record. But I was gonna go to Boston to visit there because my fiance she had a job interview up there. And it seemed promising, and almost almost within 2 days of her booking that flight and us getting the hotel, she gets a call in Baton Rouge for an even more promising job. And so now she has that job. So, like,
Wow.
yeah, so I'm going to Baton Rouge.
Dude,
Are you gonna live there?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's so
crazy. That's gonna be
cool.
awesome.
So, like, 3 days before we go to Boston, which would have been, so last Friday, she got the job offer, and we were going to go to Boston this most recent Monday. So, no need to go to Boston.
Damn.
So, as you can see behind me, there used to be shelving and
Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're in the middle of a move.
yeah, we're cleaning this place out.
Damn, dude.
We're
And
moving
yeah.
at the end of March. So
Okay.
it's like
That's
I'm having to talk with my landlord. Like we're gonna have to like close out in April, but we're leaving in March, and she starts April 4th, Monday.
Mhm.
But I'm getting down there. I'm talking with production houses. There's like 2 or 3 guys that I'm talking with, and some want to do a trial run with me. Some maybe want to hire me full time. It would be nice to go from here at Valley Films to a production house and not do the barista job or the Kmart job.
Yeah.
Because it's so sad. I'll see on my LinkedIn page all my classmates from college, and it's like, hey, send a LinkedIn how it blasts you with emails like send a congratulations to your friend who's a floor salesman at J.C. Penney, and it's like, oh, dude, like,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, your friend just got a job at 7-Eleven. It's like, I can't. No.
Okay, so advice to your friends and the rest of us. What's step one? Like, what was the first thing you did after to further your career after you learned that yes, we're going to Baton Rouge? What was the first thing you did?
So it all kind of happened simultaneously. Her and I have been job searching since January, and it was kind of like whoever got the job first, the other one just kind of has to find a job in that city.
Gotcha.
So we were looking at Austin, San Diego, San Francisco, Boston, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and just like whichever job sticks, the other one just kind of, all right, now you have to find a job there.
That's a nice game plan that you guys have. That's good.
So, I mean, Liz has the 9-to-5 job, and we as filmmakers do not have a 9-to-5 job. I sometimes wish you did have a Monday through Friday 9-to-5, but so it was easier for her to find a full-time job, and in my head I'm like, well, I'm just gonna freelance down there. I'll just work with like 3 different production houses or just Craigslist, whatever. But when I knew that I was going to Baton Rouge, or when we started to kind of aim our efforts towards it, I sent out emails to every filmmaker there that was relevant to my position. So each one of your states has a film directory, whether it's by the city or by the state. So there's a Louisiana Film Commission, and in that you can find the directory of DPs, directors, actors, grips, sound engineers, all that stuff.
Cool.
And it's got all their contact information because they want to get hired. They want to get a call from a production house or some kind of studio or a new movie. So if they don't have their contact information out there, then they may not get hired.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, I nicely spam email every director of photography, first AC, second ACs, camera ops, and I say nicely spam. I said like, hey, what's the industry like? What do you do? What's it like working there? And then like in little subtext, I was like, thanks for everything, and sorry in advance that this is spammy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, I could tell your tone is like you're in the right place. You're trying not to spam people. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So some people didn't respond, obviously. Some people I've had like kind of nice little thread conversations about the industry. This is sort of like jab, 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 right hook. Like,
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm not gonna send the first email like, hey, what's up? Here's my resume. Hire me. I would just, I wouldn't get very far with that. So it kind of started a line of questioning, actually be interested in what they have to say and curious about the knowledge. And some have really stuck. Some have said, yeah, hey, why don't you just give me a call? We'll just talk about this. And those calls have led to better opportunities and potential full-time jobs. So
that's sick, man.
That's so cool.
So I don't have anything locked down yet.
Of course.
Right.
But
what kind of work in particular are you looking for? Like AC gigs or video, videography gigs or what?
At this point,
Anything, but
yeah, at this point, kind of anything. Like Harrisonburg, there's no feature films, there's no big production houses. So if I were to step onto a feature film set, I would be a camera PA, if not just a regular PA. Mm-hmm. Just because I haven't been on set enough, I don't. Not that I'm inexperienced. I just don't have experience in different places.
Right.
It would take me a week to figure out all the ins and outs, but just haven't had that opportunity to be on set.
That's awesome.
So getting any kind of experience for me is great. Obviously, director of photography route. So I want to stay in the camera department, stay as close to the camera as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of being humble about it all, just kind of like accepting that I don't know anything and have a really, really solid willingness to learn. And that's
that's the right attitude that you gotta have. It's
just I've heard from like people giving advice is like, find what you want to do and go do it. Don't be just like on set when you're a PA. Oh, what do you want to do, Jimmy? I don't know. Gripping sounds fun. Hey, I guess AC would do. No, I want camera department. I really want to be a gaffer. I really want to be electric.
100%.
Stick to it, because then when somebody hears, ooh, electric? Hey, bring him over here. Yeah. Set up that, or don't set up that C-stand. Set up that area. Set up that 650.
They associate you with a specific position, and that's what they say is the first time you meet someone on set, that is pretty much what you'll associate with them every time you see them. So it's like, me personally, a lot of people, when they see me, they think key grip or gaffer. People that know me better, people that know me a little better know, like, I want to direct. Like, that's my thing. I'm a writer. I went to school for writing. Mm-hmm. But when they see me on set, they're like, oh, Troy's key gripping here or something, So that's why when I worked on that one set as a PD, this was recently? Like a month ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago. I was just on set as the set dresser, and everyone was so confused because they'd be like, oh, we need to fix this light, or we need to bring down this rig so we can like fix it, and I would just be standing there.
That's not my job.
Everyone would be like, Troy, what are you doing? I'm like,
was this a college shoot or what?
Yeah, this was like an indie thing. I was helping out some friends. It was What it is. Remember how I talked about how I kind of like lay eggs out there for people to kind of so that I could use them as an asset. It was basically me working with this girl that I've never worked with. She's a PD person. I wanted to work with her to kind of pick her brain about PD. Get her to work on my set this summer. So I was basically working with her, working under her. We've worked on sets a few times before where I was a key grip. So I was literally just working under her, just picking her brain and also feeding her my story. And coincidentally, it went well. It was just fun. It was a funny experience. But I sent her my script afterward, and she's like, "I love this script. Just please tell me when we can, like, when you're gonna for sure film, so that I can be on it." I was like, "Fuck
nice.
Yeah."
You're your own Frank Underwood, but in a much nicer capacity. I love the politics.
For me, honestly, though, I absolutely wanted to learn stuff about PD. I love PD. I love everything about films. But for me, the main focus of that was to kind of like, I felt like a college coach trying to like recruit high school athletes, just like recruiting people,
So she was in college and you.
Yeah. She's a senior now, but she's like she's really good at Chapman. They don't have too many people there in the PD program. Everyone's like director.
Right.
And she's like one of the best, and she's really good at it, and she's got a great personality, really nice and stuff. So it's kind of how it went.
That's awesome. It's funny. This earlier this week I was on the radio with with a director. So it was the director, and I'm his publicist for his movie.
Mm-hmm.
And his shoot is like it's gonna be like a $10,000 movie, and
Wow.
it's like the crew is 30 plus right now.
Dang.
It's huge. And the thing I'm most excited about is, well, you know, the concept, the scale, it's fantastic. Is there's a dedicated like art team. So you have the production designer. You have two. What's under a production designer?
Set
Art
dresser.
department, set dresser, art department. Two of them. You have makeup artists, prosthetics artists, special effects, and there's like one or two more that's in my mind. But like I'm really excited for that aspect because like usually it's just like one PD person, like that friend of yours that you want on set, but they don't really have a place.
It's an afterthought usually.
Yeah, but seeing that, like, it's making me so exciting because I think the best movies, like, I think production design's everything. I think one of the reasons that my movie I think is so cool, when you guys eventually see it, I hope you feel the same, is that the production design's very interesting. And I spent a lot of money, like probably half my budget went to production design.
The prosthetics and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, not even that. So like I spent like $200 on props. And then a bunch of white sheets to cover furniture and stuff. And go ahead.
Well, oftentimes like the best collaboration is not the director and the DP, but the DP and the production designer.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like without the production designer, the DP would just be lighting an empty room.
Yes.
And the production designer is able to fill that room with interesting things that add deeper layers to the story.
Also costume design. I mean, there's one of the things that's very overlooked is, I mean, when someone is cast in like a superhero movie or something like that, and you see images of like the first costume design or something like that, a lot of times people are like, "What the fuck? This looks dumb," and people have no idea how that's gonna look on screen, and they have no idea if they're gonna like color correct it. They don't know how it's gonna look when it's actually made. I mean, they specifically work together so that they're like, oh, this color on this costume will look like this on screen, you know?
Right.
So it's very important, especially for colors.
Yeah, costume's the one I forgot on his set.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's a huge art team.
Oh, yeah. It's huge. 37 members on the Facebook page alone.
Dang. That might
crazy.
be one of the bigger sets I've ever like worked on.
Yeah. Well,
So you're the publicist for this short film?
Yeah, I'm a publicist. So I'm in charge of like I'm not a producer. He's got like
how did you get that job, and then go into the details.
Well, I mean, he's my DP for my movie, and you know I'm part of the friend group. So
nice.
he knows like I'm a huge fan of marketing. Like that's my thing. And you know, rather than have me be like an AC, like I would probably be the second AC if I wasn't this.
Okay.
Like he said, to like you know put me in a position where like I can like one help him and two like learn from, because like it puts me in a position to kind of be like on the top without like without being like the AD, because like I haven't officially AD'd yet. I'm ADing 2 movies this semester, but like I haven't done that yet, so like I couldn't do his movie because there was just he's probably gonna hire an AD. That's like he doesn't particularly have an AD yet. His shoot's in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He's got one AD who's actually somebody who dropped out of this school and became an AD for Blue Bloods.
I don't know.
So
Blue Bloods, that sounds awesome.
It's I don't know if it's an HBO show. It's like it's Stars or something like that. It's a TV show.
Dang.
So he's actually going to be the AD. I don't know if he's
CBS.
CBS. Okay.
That's crazy.
So that's who our AD is going to be. So my job is to do this crowdfunding campaign, and our crowdfunding campaign. This is only the second one I've ever like. I guess manned, and we blew it out of the water. And it's not only just like family and like friends donating. We're getting a bunch of random donations too, which doesn't happen. It's just like not a thing. Like there's people that he doesn't even know that are donating, and it's very interesting. So our initial goal was like $1,000. We reached that like really quick, and we're just like, how about we extend the campaign to $2,000, and with that, instead of offering more perks, because we noticed that a lot of people weren't claiming perks. On Indiegogo, you don't have to claim perks, like $25, $50, that, or whatever. They just donate because they believed in him or they believed in the movie. So what we did was, I'm gonna send you a link to the Indiegogo. It's if you want to go to it, you could probably type in The Vessel on Indiegogo. I'm gonna send you the link.
Really quickly too. That's what's good about Indiegogo is you don't necessarily have to meet your goal necessarily to get that money, right?
Right.
Like Kickstarter, you have to meet your goal. You don't get anything.
So if you scroll down to like that first image that says The Vessel Extended Campaign, we extended it to $2,000. So instead of, and this is something I actually haven't seen before, but well, like for at least the extended, this has been implemented in just like a regular campaign. So like $1,000 base goal. Cook lenses. Oh, we're shooting on Cook lenses, by the way.
Damn.
$45,000 Cook lenses. I forgot to mention that. Is the $1,200 goal. We just reached that. The composer at $1,800. We're going to reach that actually. We have $500 coming in, I believe tomorrow.
Wow.
And then at the top $2,000 is just like a funny thing. Like he wants to submit this movie to the Academy Awards for the student Oscars.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
How much is that to do that? You have to pay to do that, right?
I don't know. I should know. I don't.
I was reading that as it's gonna cost $2,000.
No, it might just be like I don't know.
It's just a funny little gag.
Yeah.
Crowdfunding, crowdfunding when you're in the campaign is so scary. It's like you're just like you're pressing refresh. Do we get more money? Like, more money, please.
I constantly get like emails as soon as somebody donates, and it's like it's not like $5 or $10. It's like $50,
dude,
$100.
Chris, you're marketing for me.
Okay, I will. You know what? I would love to. I want to get involved in your movie because like I'm just like shit. What can I fucking do?
Dude, I really want to check this out actually now. It's called The Vessel, right?
Yeah, The Vessel.
You know me, I'm all about sci-fi and I'm all about
dude,
short
you
films
would.
Right now, so I'm definitely gonna check this out and I may contribute.
Cool. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's you should look at have you seen the video we made for it? At least
I haven't watched it. I'll watch it after. I don't want to.
Yeah. Watch it after because we literally for the campaign video we literally made a short film for the campaign video, and then the second half of it is a talking head.
Yeah, this is a legit video.
We paid for that location. This is the mansion. We're shooting in. It's going to be incredible. So we're shooting in 2 Victorian mansions. We're using I'm not sure if we're using this one. No, we're not using this one. We just rented this place for the day.
I like the lighting for this one. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was co-gaffer / AD. We didn't really have a structured crew. We did have like a 8 or 9 person crew, including PD, for this. The night, and then it's a talking head. That's him. We did have a decent sized crew for it. It was a lot of fun. We shot this in our production studio at school. This talking head part, but yeah, we're renting this Victorian mansion for the movie, and we got it for rather cheap, and it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's about a German scientist who has this family, but it's kind of like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, but darker. The ending is so dark. It's ridiculous. There's gonna be so many prosthetics and special effects going on.
Dude, I've got a feature story that is somewhat similar to that, but it's called Stargazer. I'll have to tell you guys about it sometime. But
right, yeah, that's awesome.
I'll definitely have to check that out.
Well, dude, with
Huh?
With crowdfunding, is $1,000 what you guys truly need for the film?
Well, okay.
Because I've done a crowdfunding and we did 4,500 and we raised that and we realized we needed like 8,000.
Right.
Like,
Oh, wow.
you always need like 2.5 more than what you think you need.
So I'm not in charge of the budget. I'm very loosely involved with the budgeting. I haven't, but he's self-funding this movie primarily.
Okay.
So he's putting like $7,000 of his own money into it. When we talked about doing this campaign, he said, "I just want that extra $1,000, and then we'll be clean. You know, we'll be okay, and we'll be able to do everything that we want to do."
Little bit of a breathing room.
Yeah, a little bit of breathing room. It would help pay for like the Cook lenses a little bit. He got an insane deal on the Cook lenses. A friend of a friend. So like I don't know how much it is a day to rent, and we have an entire set of Cook lenses that we're getting too. It's not
For
just,
a day,
Like
dude.
almost $1,000 a day.
no,
Gotta be.
not for a day. For 6 days. It's going to be a 6-day shoot.
So $5,000 to $6,000 at least.
The number is it's $250 a day. I'm pretty sure for
Damn.
his deal.
Woo!
Um,
That's like rocking on. That's like a rocking on set. It's
yeah.
$250 a day.
Yep. Yeah. So we got an insane deal for those Cook lenses. Yeah, so he budgeted. He said he'd put in 6 or 7. I forget what his exact number. And then we just need this little bump. And then once we got to like $800 like overnight, we're like, crap. Like we should have made it like $2,000. That's when. Do you guys remember on Anchor when I mentioned that Indiegogo guy I met on Anchor?
Yeah.
A couple podcasts ago. We talked about like he mentioned, why'd you guys settle for $1,000? You could ask for way more than $1,000. And so this is when we got the idea for an extended campaign. It's kind of like an unofficial way to like ask for more money. Yeah. So our Facebook page, we're really like pushing like this extended campaign. So what I've been doing is like I've been updating the page with like, okay, so at $1,200, we get the Cook lenses. I talk about, I mentioned a little bit about what Cook lenses are because not everyone knows what they are. They're like used on like a lot of professional movies, this, that, and that. Here's an article to learn more about Cook lenses. I post that, and then 3 donations of like $50 overnight happen. And then I post again, we made our $1,200 goal. Thank you so much. We got 4 more days to do this and that. Our next step is $1,800 for a composer. So nice. That's the strategy. Constantly keep people engaged while feeding them content. Because, like, you know, I linked to that article to maybe somebody learned something new about those lenses.
Dude, that's awesome. I feel like there is no better possible segue that we could do right now than to talk about the importance of a short film at this stage in your career. Like if the vessel's great and it takes off and it does really well on like social media, if it does well on YouTube or what the circuits like festival circuit and stuff, like that could launch his career, you know?
Yeah. So, and he's doing well for himself already. He's getting a lot more work than people I know who graduated.
That's sick, dude.
Well, this is like not like free publicity, but this is like the buzz you generate around the campaign gets these. You know, you start to create these true fans around it, where people now have their money invested in it, and they may not be expecting. Well, they may not be expecting like a financial return on it, but I gave you guys $50. I'm curious to see the film.
Invested though at the very
least.
See, here's the thing.
That's probably more powerful than $200 of money invested.
Definitely. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's almost like there's some sort of psychology in putting it at $1,000 because when I see that you guys put the goal at $1,000 and you guys have exceeded that, it's like, damn, this must be like a good project, like something that's really interesting. Maybe it's something I do want to contribute to. Maybe I should at least check it out. So you get a view, and if you get a view and that person is convinced that it's good, they'll donate. You know?
Exactly. That's been my so I've done 2 campaigns in my life. That's been my mindset for both of these campaigns. The first one, the director wanted to push it to like 2,000. We didn't make that goal. We did in the end, but like it was kind of like a bailout from a family member,
Oh,
and it was on Kickstarter, so we didn't make that goal.
had to make
Yeah, so I was the producer. I wasn't just the publicist. I was the producer. I said, look, we don't need this figure that we asked for. We only need this figure. Like, I know you could potentially get 2,000 because, you know, this movie's going to be anticipated. But let's be safe because getting 4 times 500 is much cooler than reaching 100% of 2,000. You know, can you imagine getting 2,000 when you only needed 500? That's cool.
Exactly.
This campaign for the vessel is like 138% funded or whatever it is right now, and that's really cool. Like, I'm really excited about that.
I've never heard. Well, I guess I have heard of something like that, but it's like usually you'll see a campaign. It's like it didn't quite make it. It's like this has exceeded it. Like, and that's dope.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of these people ask for like $12,000 and raise like $1,200.
Yeah.
Well, they always say like the trick for Indiegogo or Kickstarter is like get in like the first 2 or 3 days or first 48 hours, get 20% or get 25% of your campaign funded, and that will sort of get everybody else sort of convinced that, you know, this seems like a good project. This has potential to reach it. And I think with Indiegogo or Kickstarter, their algorithms change when you reach a certain threshold, and they'll throw you on like the front page for a day or something.
Right. By the time this episode airs, the campaign's already going to be over. It's got 2 more days. I think Sunday's the last day for it, or Saturday. Saturday's the last day for it. But he's got several $100s in checks from family that, like, from people that don't know how to like use Indiegogo or the internet very well, or don't trust the site to donate money. So he's got several $100s in checks that isn't even on added to that 1,300.
Damn, dude.
So yeah,
don't have to pay that crowdfunding 5% that they take out from the website.
Right. So
it counts.
It's kind of like he's pocketing that money, so it doesn't like, he already reached the $1,000. So anything else is just a bonus. He's just pocketing the rest of it, so it's not like taxed.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that with the way the world is now, with filmmaking, with indie filmmaking especially, do you guys think that making a short film is the like a kick-ass, not just any short film, but a kick-ass short film that garners attention and stuff is like the best way to get attention, to get maybe like a feature film? I mean, obviously what you have to do is have to have a good short film, they see it, and then you'd be like, I've got this script too, and they'd have to like that as well. But do you think it's the best way to go about it?
I think so.
Into that circle of making a feature, what do you think things have changed enough at this point?
Well, I think nowadays a short film is now the easiest and hardest thing to do. It's become the easiest thing because 20 years ago, 30 years ago, if you wanted to make a short film, you had to invest $10,000, $20,000 just to pay for the film, just to pay for all the lighting, for crew. Like there was no cheap way. There was no such thing as a $1,000 film on Indiegogo even 10 years ago. And I say that's made it the easiest, that it's cheaper to do it, but now it's become the hardest thing because it's sort of the ball is in your court now. It's like you have no other excuse to not make this film and not make it great. Now you have to put in the work, and that's kind of what makes it the most difficult, just because of the challenges. There's no ramp up. It's just immediately all the weight and responsibility of the film is on you. Right. You have to just tackle it full force. And,
yeah, I think so. Okay, 15 years ago, making a short film and then making the feature was the only way to do it. Now it's one of a dozen ways to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So
now we're talking like launching our career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, well, okay. Launching a career, like you could go the route of like PA to director, or make a short film to director. So like those were really the 2 primary avenues, I think, for like the 100 years of like movie making.
It's got to be.
So right now, like there's different ways. Like web series are pretty popular. I know a bunch of web series that have been picked up and are now like TV shows, like the web series High Profits. Have you ever? Right, no, that's the documentary. What am I thinking of?
One I could think of is Rooster Teeth just recently released their feeder movie, like a full-length feature film. Laser Team.
Right, yeah. I'm thinking of High Maintenance, by the way, if you've ever heard of it.
High Maintenance, okay.
You should look into it. It's really
was
funny.
that on Vimeo?
Vimeo, yep.
Yeah.
They came to my school and talked last year. And then a week after, they signed an HBO deal.
Damn.
Yeah, so
I
they.
just feel like here's how I feel about it. The reason that maybe it's because we're in it, we're at that age now, but I feel like if you make a kick-ass short film now, yes, there's a lot of noise to break through on the internet and stuff, but I feel like you can be seen. And the reason that I say that is because there's some people that are around that went to Chapman. There's one guy in particular. I've never met him, but I really want to meet him. His name is Joe Sill. And he made this really, really cool Star Wars short film called Kara. Kara.
He made that?
Yeah.
Wait, it was like high quality and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen this, Jordan?
That one of my friends, he shot that. His name is Nico Aguilar. These are people that like I work with, and so I really want to meet this guy because I'm looking. My favorite. He directed my favorite thesis that ever came out of Chapman, and the lead from that is who I want to get for my short film, and one of my girlfriend's roommates is like really good friends with that guy. So it's just this whole everyone knows everyone type thing. But anyways, that guy made Kara, and I saw it and I was like, this guy is just like he's gonna get noticed. Like he's going to. He was on like Yahoo front page. Like I think the short film maybe was lacking some story to a certain extent.
That's a criticism that I saw on it.
But the thing is for you're comparing it to Star Wars. You know,
yes.
There was a story there. It's just the story's not going to be as well developed as a feature Star Wars film. So, people that criticize it, it's like, whatever. But anyways.
It's also a 7-minute film.
Yeah, and it's it's visually beautiful, acting's great, so all that stuff. So, people are making these short films, and then there was that other one, the Darth Maul Apprentice, that one that just came out. Now, I don't think that one was I don't think that one's as good as Kara, but that one is getting so much buzz. Like, it's getting way more buzz than Kara is. And people are talking about, is this guy going to direct a Star Wars movie? It's like, that is, like, just because of one short film, And then there's other people that are making, like, I know a couple other people that are making, like, a Fallout short film. So it's like, the ability to make, like, spec shorts and, like short films and stuff and be seen.
Kind of passion projects.
Yeah, passion projects, exactly. Yeah. That is so much easier to get out there and for people to like recognize than ever before. And I think that's a difference.
And on top of that, so the two things I want to add is, one, it's already building off a developed franchise, like Fallout, Star Wars, Star Trek. You've probably seen Star Trek fan films.
Yeah.
And two, that's how Corridor Digital started. You guys know Corridor Digital, the YouTube? Mm-hmm. Really, like Freddie Wong and Rocket Jump. Yeah. Corridor Digital makes Jordan, do you know Corridor Digital?
It sounds familiar.
Sam and Nico.
Like quarter, like a 1/4.
Corridor, yeah. They make like video game themed short films. They came to the top along with like Freddie Wong and Rocket Jump. They're pretty cool. Like they're pretty popular, and the way they broke out onto the scene was making a Modern Warfare 2 short film called Frozen Crossing back in 2009.
Oh, yeah.
You've probably seen it.
I've seen this one. They did the real GTA.
Yeah, that went viral. So yeah, they make movies like that, like basically spec shorts, and they, right now they've grown their own audience. That watch them for whatever they make. Like, for example, I don't play Assassin's Creed, but I'll watch their Assassin's Creed short because I like what they do. But like when they started off, when they made Modern Warfare Frozen Crossing, that's when Call of Duty was the biggest it will ever be, like the biggest video game franchise of all time. And they took all of that fan base and into their viral video, and that's how they skyrocketed to I guess where they are today in a way.
Yeah.
Well, when you build an audience that big, you have a lot of leverage with any company or any studio that you're trying to score a deal with. So if you these guys have 3.7 million subscribers on YouTube. If they
7 million?
3.7.
Okay.
If they're able to take that and leverage that to 20th Century Fox, these huge production studios, and say we want to make a film, and we have 3.7 million dedicated followers that are going to see this film and pay the ticket to go to the theaters and watch it,
right?
And that's huge. So I love that idea that you're able to take just through your YouTube videos, just through your social media accounts, through developing your personality, through your portfolio, that you're able to take that and leverage it to even bigger projects. Or you could just say fuck it and not even talk to a studio and make your own short film.
So interestingly enough, these guys have been they've been talking about, the end goal is making a feature film. We want to make a feature film. They've recently been like keeping a project under wraps, which I'm pretty sure is a feature film. I just haven't been up to date in the last 6 to 10 months with them. But they're on Patreon, and every time they upload a video, they get $12,000 from Patreon members.
Damn.
So like that's not even from like the YouTube revenue. That's just from that. So that probably pays for their budgets.
Dude, Patreon has been a game changer for YouTube. That's a very tempting way to go for
I think
a
I'm actually
YouTube.
gonna look into Patreon once I get like some more. I'm at like 90 subscribers now, but once I get into like the 300-400 range, I think I'm gonna start looking at Patreon because I agree.
It's very cool. I agree with you, Troy. It's something that you wouldn't want to start if you had if you didn't have anybody, or
Right. Yeah.
I think these guys need me personally. I've thought about it. I maybe do it at like 5,000.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I like the model, but when it's not enough people, I don't know if it would be good.
Right.
Who knows? I'm being a skeptic.
Look bad. Maybe it'll even look bad if you get like $20 a month from 3 people.
Right.
So maybe like hold off.
Yeah.
It's also kind of like starting a crowdfunding project when you have like 10 followers. It's like
or 10 friends.
Yeah, you need the crowd to fund the project. That's why they call it crowdfunding. But damn, yeah, these guys get $12,000 per video.
Dude, it's all about building an audience, man. It's all about building an audience and creating good content that people want, because people vote with their dollars.
So I mean, at that point, when you're making that kind of money, you're making YouTube advertisement money. Do they even care about going to that traditional route of being a film director, or going sort of trying to make their way into the Hollywood system, when they kind of have their own corner of the universe that they're owning? They're killing it.
I mean,
it's interesting.
It depends on the kind of person you are. If that was me, for example, I would absolutely go the Hollywood route. I mean, because I'm at the heart a filmmaker, and I think if you go that other route, you're at the heart a YouTuber,
You would leverage your YouTube success into a film.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would. Well, first of all, I mean, I would hope that my writing and whatnot would be able to leverage itself. But at the very least, if I had to use my, internet fame or something like that as leverage, I would bring that to the table. But it is leverage. That is something. That is. Film is a business, and if you have any sort of leverage, something you can be like, these are actual numbers. These are actual people that will definitely put money towards this. They'll be like, yeah, let's give you $10 million to make this feature, So.
All right.
Or even
With
short,
that,
or even
we wrap
crowdfunded.
it up.
Yeah.
That was a good end topic right there. What was this? Episode 9? Episode 8?
Episode 9. Yeah,
Wow.
maybe. Okay, so guys, you can find us on Patreon. Our podcast page is we just started it.
No.
Patreon.com.
This is just one big giant ad for Patreon.
So our crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah, but no, we covered a lot of cool things. I hope everyone who's listening enjoyed this show. I really enjoyed this episode.
Absolutely, I think it was concise, and I think we actually had things to offer.
Yeah, so just talking.
Not that we always do, but sometimes we go off and ramble, and we're like, we're gonna talk for 2 hours today.
Right.
There's always hidden gems in every conversation we have.
Oh yeah, every conversation has something.
For sure.
Sweet.
Well,
all right, dudes.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. All right, thank you guys for watching, and thank you all for listening to Your Film, a Playground podcast. My name is Jordan Anderson. We have Troy Nikolic and Chris G Presents, and we'll be back next week on YouTube. And you can also find our podcast to listen to at podcast.valleyfilms.co. And we still got to figure out iTunes.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
We need an expert. And
I think once we get to double digits, we'll for sure need to be up there.
Right. Sure. That's next week.
That's next week.
Join us next week for episode 10.
The biggest episode yet.
Yes, we're gonna have a kick-ass episode then.
Kicking ass. All right, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time on Your Film, a Playground podcast.
Peace.
Peace.